Check 1, 2.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. If anyone in the audience required a headset for Spanish translation, please raise your hands and a device will be provided to you. Buenas tardes a todos. Si alguien en la audiencia requiere unos auriculares para que se les traduzca en español, por favor levante su mano y un dispositivo se les va a proveer. Welcome everyone to the Palm Springs Unified School District regular meeting of the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, April 8, 2025. I will now call the meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Board Member Girardi?
Here.
Board Member Cornett?
Here.
Board Member Irvin?
Here.
Board Clerk Jarrell? Here. And Board President Espericueta?
Here. Item 5B, Pledge of the Allegiance. I will lead that pledge of allegiance. Please stand. Okay, ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 5C is a mission statement. Our mission statement will be read by Erica Barragan in English and Spanish.
All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world. Todos los miembros del Distrito Escolar Unificado de Palm Springs están unidos en nuestro compromiso con la equidad. Creamos oportunidades de aprendizaje profundas y significativas. Creamos profesionalismo e involucramos a los padres y a la comunidad para garantizar el éxito de todos los estudiantes. Todos los estudiantes se gradúan con las habilidades, capacidades y confianza necesaria para tener éxito en un mundo de cambio rápido.
Thank you, Erika. Item 5D, land acknowledgement. Our land acknowledgement will be read by Board Member Ervin.
Thank you. Palm Springs Unified School District acknowledges the Kuwait as the original stewards of the land on which Palm Springs Unified School District facilities now sits. We are gracious to have the opportunity to work with indigenous people in this place. We pay our respects to the Kuya people, past, present, and emerging, who have been here since the time of immemorial.
Thank you, Board Member Ervin. Item 6, report of closed session action. Claire, Girer, are there any closed session action to report?
President Espericueta, there are no closed action items to report.
Thank you, Claire. Item 7, approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any question? No. Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 8 is the public comments. Claire Guerrero, have we received any electronic comments this night?
Board President Espericueta, we have not received any electronic comments.
Next is in-person comments. All comments are to be directed to the board, be under 3 minutes, and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Board members do not respond to public comments. And we have one over here. I have one's right here. Public comment is Rick Saldivar.
Dear Honorable Board, Executive Team, my name is Rick Saldivar. I'm the founder and director of Chance Initiative, a nonprofit dedicated to re-entry work for formerly incarcerated youth and those impacted by the justice system. I also serve as the Rising Scholars Program Specialist for Student Success at College of the Desert, supporting formerly incarcerated individuals in their pursuit to higher education. I'm here today to offer some thoughts regarding a recent approved gang intervention counselor position. As someone deeply involved in the lives of young people who may be facing challenges related to gang involvement, I've been carefully considering the requirements, details of the role. And in doing so, I have some reflections to my own youth and the potential impact of the position's title. While, with all due respect, the title Gang Intervention Counselor feels somewhat dated, perhaps reminiscent of the 1990s. In this title might inadvertently create a barrier and deter the very students we hope to reach. It didn't work in the 90s. In a recent conversation with the probation officer, we both agree that some of the youth might be hesitant or reluctant to openly engage with someone labeled Gang Intervention Counselor. For these young people, even the perception of associating with such a role could be seen as violating a certain code and loyalties. Similarly, when I discussed the title with several students from this population, there was a consensus that it carries a stigma that could hinder participation. While I may not have the full scope of the plan and the position, it is primarily my goal to prevent gang activity and steer, if the primary goal is to prevent gang activity and steer students away from gang involvement, I believe a more approachable and empowering title could significantly enhance its effectiveness. With that in mind, I'd like to respectfully suggest an alternative to the title for your consideration. Maybe at Promise Youth Advocate. This title emphasizes the potential and positive future these young people hold if they choose to move away from gang activity. It speaks to the promise of a better life through positive choices, focusing on real economic opportunities and fulfillment that comes from the stability, something that I believe resonates deeply with individuals in any group. Empowerment Counselor. This title focuses on guiding and empowering young people towards genuine success. It suggests a role that involves open and honest conversations about the realities of gang life versus the opportunities offered through education, vocational training, and entrepreneurship. Youth Success Counselor. This is straightforward and broadly positive, suggesting a focus on overall well-being and achievement for all young, while still providing the necessary support for those facing specific challenges. Thank you so much for your time and consideration of the suggestions. My aim is to ensure that this crucial position is as effective and welcoming as possible for the students that you are trying to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saldivar. Do we have any other members of the public who wish to address the Board of Education? I see none. We move to the next item. Next item is item 9, special recognition. 9A, the governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following employees at the month for April 2025. We had the videos to watch.
Name is what?
Cameron Chu.
We are very proud to honor our EC paraprofessional, Ms. Martha Medina. Martha has been in our school district for 22 years. One thing about Martha is she'll go over and beyond for every single student in the classroom, regardless of needs, and she is there to give it her all every single day. Her and her team are the ones that will hide students to not have them removed from their classroom because they love to see the outcomes that they have with every single student, regardless of challenging behaviors or anything. All she can demonstrate to her students is so much love, care, compassion, and also she has the willingness to be able to support every child's needs to the full. She's admirable as an individual for everything and every smile she brings to our program, her classroom, her students, and her families. All I hear is amazing things about her within families and also all of the support staff. Martha, I just want to say thank you so much, and it's been an honor to work with you, to know you as a person, to have gotten to know some of your children, and everything that you do today with our kids. Thank you. I admire Ramona's patience that she has to work with everybody that she supports in her daily tasks. Ramona's so flexible as to dropping everything when a teacher needs something. She's always there to mentor others, to support them, to bring that individualized needs for a child, but also to individualize for every single teacher. Ramona has been working for Palm Springs Unified for 21 years, and she's been our TOSA for about 7 years. And she has done a remarkable job, not only with the teachers, but with the students, the families, and she's so flexible always. Ramona, one thing that I want to tell you, it's an honor and privilege to work with you. It's a wonderful every time you pass by my office and just to greet me, to say good morning, to check in, to see how I'm doing. You're always worried about everybody else and our students, our teachers, our support staff, and you're always there for every single person and our students. And all I want to say, it's an honor to work with you.
Can we go down to the dais? Okay, and we call to the front Marta Medina. Congratulations, Marta. Do you would like to say something to your family or when?
I just want to say that thank you for my family being here, my work family, and I'm very grateful to have a team at work that is always there for us, and I do this because I love what I do.
Thank you. Wait. The next one is, I can come to the front, Ramona Ryberg. Would like to say something to you?
Sure. I want to thank my family for all the support. I want to thank my ECE family. Without you, I could not do this with all your support and encouragement. So thank you so much. And again, I do it for the children and for the families of this community.
Thank you.
We got the light coming right down on John's face. Can you come over this way, please? More. Yeah, you can come in front of it, yeah.
The next one is item 9B. The governing board wish to recognize and commend the following student for academic excellence. The first one is Sebastián Borges. We have that teacher that would like to say something, or you, Marta, would like to.
Let's give you a medal.
I just want to say that Sebastian has shown such great improvement in our classroom. He came into our classroom new to preschool, and he just had to get familiar with our site and familiar with the program, and he's doing a wonderful job doing that. So thanks to Mom and all the teaching team that did that, made that happen.
And you can stay or
For the next one?
yeah, we take the picture now or what?
No, you guys can take a picture, that's fine.
Want me to take
We
the
can get both of them.
what? Okay. Stay here. Where? The next one is Sebastián Signoret. Dice, you got it. Okay, Sebastián. You got it, sir.
You got a medal.
The medal.
Look at your name on there. Beautiful.
Teacher, you would like to say something?
I've had the honor to work with Sebastian in the classroom. He is such a wonderful soccer player. He loves to kick the ball. He could kick a ball all the time. He is so sweet. Good job, Sebastian.
Thank you. You move over there or move it?
You want to hold him? Sure. Come on over. Sebastian, come on. Come on, we have two Sebastians. Sebastian, and...
Congratulations to both. Next, item 9C, the governing board wishes to recognize the following parents for their involvement and engagement in early child education activities and events. The first is Eliester Correa. Congratulations, Esther.
Thank you.
You would like to say something or recognize your family? Or
No.
you're okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, stay here. And the next one is Isela Serena.
We're so proud of you. And here's a medal, and we honor you tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You would like to say something? You're good? Okay.
Okay, one more time. Everybody over this way.
You two in the middle.
We can take the 5-minute break to have the opportunity to have the take pictures, Tony. You like? Thank you. Okay, ready. We move to the next item. The next item is a presentation. Item 10, presentation, Dr. Kovar.
Yes, this evening's educational services update will be provided by our coordinator of EL programs, Robin Hinchliff, and she'll be sharing some great information about the work that we're doing for our English language learners.
Hello? Is the mic on? Yes? Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity. One more time? Yes, okay. Testing. Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity to share updates on our English learner programs. So I appreciate your time and attention. So I'd like to start off with just giving an overview of our English learner programs, which we encompass 5,757 students, which makes up 28.2% of our entire school district population. And if we consider the number of students who not only are in our program now, currently, but also the number of students who have reclassified from our program, that makes up 47.2% of our entire school district population. So we really are a vast program serving many students from all walks of life and different languages and cultures coming together in our school district. And as a mission and vision for our EL programs, we make sure that our programs provide effective instruction for all English learners. We take assets-based approach when working with our English language learners. We affirm their multilingual, multicultural strengths, and we build upon those strengths by using evidence-based strategies and providing ongoing linguistic, academic, and social emotional support. And as a district, we all take ownership and responsibility of making sure that our English learners receive the services that they need to get to our mission of reclassification, of helping them become fluent, proficient, and dominant of the English language, and so that they can be biliterate or bilingual. And I'm proud to share that in the 24-25 school year, we have reclassified 439 students this year. So yay, I'm super excited. We'll clap a bit for them now, and we'll clap a whole lot louder on April 26th. You are all invited to our reclassification ceremony, which will be held at Palm Springs High School Theater, the Richard Center for the Arts, and we'll share those details with you of those two ceremonies where we will celebrate these students. So this is the data that we started with, right? I want to provide you with some updates of this data. So we currently serve students that come with 24 different languages. So our primary language that we usually serve is Spanish, but we also have students who speak Tagalog, Filipino languages, Vietnamese, Chinese, Arabic. And some of these students are considered our newcomer students. 562 of our students within our EL population are newcomer students, which means that they've been in the U.S. school system for less than 3 years. We have 750 students that are considered at risk of becoming long-term English learners. So they've been in our program 4 to 5 years and are maintaining their same proficiency level. And we also have a little over 1,500 students that are considered long-term English learners.
I have a quick question. The newcomer from this 0 to 3 year, how they are considered English learner? If they don't speak, even they don't start speaking.
So when we identify English language learners, we use the standard California process. So the initial enrollment, when a child is initially enrolled in a California school system, they complete a home language survey. And in that home language survey, the family will share with the school district which language their child speaks, what language they first started to use when they first started speaking, what language does the parent talk with the student. And so there's a series of questions. The state of California mandates that if there is a language other than English indicated on one of these, the first 3 questions, we must then assess to see if that child is eligible for English Learner Program services. So once we have their enrollment information, and in some points we also verify that information with the families, then we will have our team test with the initial LPAC to see if they qualify. So sometimes our students will qualify as an English learner, and they might have like an English learner novice score report or English learner intermediate, or they will test as an initial fluent English proficient, meaning that they were tested, but they do not qualify to receive additional language support services.
Okay, thank you.
Does that answer your question? Yeah. So moving forward, we have a little over 1,500 long-term English learners that have been in our program for 6 or more years. 946 of our students in our EL population are dually identified as students who participate in special education and EL programs. And currently, after reclassifying, after some transfers and some movement, we are currently serving 5,231 students. So just a big overview of that data and really understanding how much capacity we have across all of our 26 school sites. And this year really began with a lot of reflection on our progress of whether or not our students are building that language proficiency that we need them to have so that they can be dominant of the English language, but also have academic achievement that shows that they're learning and they're using English language to reach those academic goals as well. So this year on the dashboard, we are maintaining our progress, did not decline, but also a lot of room for us to improve. And we really took a look deep into those levels and see where are most of our students scoring. And the majority of our students across our district are somewhat developed or moderately developed in their language proficiency. And I wanted to take a deeper dive into that data and really help us be reflective of our next and create our next steps to be targeting what we truly need. So looking at those students that are somewhat to moderately developed in their language proficiency, we found that the students in those level 2s and 3s, 66.5% have maintained that level for more than a year. So we see we're getting kids ready, we're moving them to somewhat or moderately proficient in their English language, but we're not pushing them all the way to the well-developed in the most efficient way. And that really helped me be reflective on what our next steps need to be and how can we use this data to drive the next steps and really put students at the center of what we put into our instructional plans. So keeping all these pieces in mind of where we are with the data and where our students are showing minimal growth, we realize that we need to have a system to get leading data. And that really helped us put into place for the first time formative assessments. So this year we put in place the expectation to assess with the interim LPAC assessments. These are new to the state of California. They were released last year and we have now put them in place. And what we have found is we, one, are exposing students to the summative assessment question types. So we're benefiting from exposing students to the types of questions they're going to see and the structure of the assessment. We've also been able to use these data points to improve our instructional practice and target the specific needs of students and really look, are they a level 2 because they need support in reading? Are they a level 2 because they need support in writing? Where specifically do we need to make those adjustments? And this has really enabled our school sites to be proactive in supporting students rather than waiting until the end of the year for those summative results. So once we have put this this piece in place of making sure we get leading data throughout the school year, it's really helped to fine-tune our next steps. And one area that we see that we need specific and strategic support in is with our long-term English learners. So it's not just about supporting our long-term English learners who are here and now, but also being proactive. And that's the first step that we took, of making sure that we have some proactive actions. And this year we put in place our refocusing of designated ELD with our upper primary grades and introduced the Summit K-12 program, which exposes students to the different task types to help them activate those skills when they're coming to assessment time. And again, implementing those LPAC interims so that we have current data that informs our instructional practice. Additionally, for supports and interventions of our long-term English learners, we put in some ELD professional development, a new course to help provide that ELD instruction through virtual reality, and we've piloted that at 2 different school sites. We put in place our LTEL LPAC readiness program and gave all of our middle school students that opportunity to practice, and as well as our high school students give that opportunity to practice what the LPAC actually looks like. We've had Saturday level up camps where we do data chats and we practice and we talk about the LPAC, and also family information nights so that together as a community and as a partnership, we can support our students and really take that opportunity to celebrate growth. We've also built capacity amongst our staff, again, with our professional development during our 212, supporting our district literacy plan with KidLips implementation and training of explicit teaching of phonemes and how to produce sound, newcomer professional development and a professional learning community, after school professional development opportunities so that our teachers can improve their practice, and also capacity building amongst our principals and really understanding the contributing factors that lead to long-term English learners. And last but not least, working together with our family and community, our District English Learner Advisory Committee, there's been so much capacity building on identification of progress monitoring and really gauging their input and what they feel we need to improve as a program. We've also been monitoring progress with our school sites and providing feedback. Every school site has had a EL walkthrough and has received a written feedback of observations and areas of growth so that we can work together to establish next steps. We've monitored participation and outcomes of the interim LPAC, and also worked together to put in place a strategic alignment that includes English learners so that every single school site has a SMART goal for their English learners, and they can include that action or those actionable steps into their SIPSA. In addition to all of this base program, we also have targeted support, which is supported by the work of our 8 community liaisons and our 4 counselors on special assignment. So we have our push-in support where teachers identify students that need additional support, and our bilingual community liaisons will come out and push in to the classroom and support them. We also have newcomer support in primary, middle, and high school before or after school, giving students that extra targeted support of language practice. We've held family nights, again, engaging in that educational partnership and building capacity amongst our families, specifically our new families, so that they understand what they have a right to within our school system and what services their child should be receiving or is receiving. We also have our counselors on special assignment that work closely with our high school students to make sure that they are graduating on time, that they're A through G, and that they're getting the support they need when they're coming into the U.S. school system for the first time. Our supplemental programs include winter and spring camp. We had our winter camp. Spring camp will be next week. We have our Saturday level up camps where we engaged our students in some practice and also some enrichment opportunities so that we can make some meaningful learning experiences happen for our students and really make language come alive. And that really encompasses the work that we've done this school year, and eager to do more, already making plans for 25-26, and I'd like to open it up for questions if there are any.
I do have a question about our newcomer program. Is it centralized, or are newcomers dispersed throughout at every school?
They are dispersed throughout every school. Depending on which school, there are more or less, like our high schools have the most. High schools like CCHS or Desert Hot Springs, they're sitting at about 40 to 50 newcomer students, whereas some of our smaller elementary schools maybe will have like 6 to 10 students, but they're throughout.
Okay, thank you. Good job. You're busy.
Quick question for you really quick. Do you guys have like a goal that you have set, put in place? So I know you showed the dashboard. Is there like, it maintained from last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so do you have like a goal that you have in mind, is if it's a certain amount of percentage points or any idea like that? Do you have a goal?
Our goal is to improve by 2%, and that really is what moves you over on the dashboard. We have specific goals for different school sites, which we established through the strategic alignment, and really it depends on the school site. They might have an adjusted goal, but as a whole school district, our goal is to continuously move forward and continue to improve.
And just so do you guys kind of break it up individually to see if maybe you're improving in certain areas, and like, for math, for example, math, are you checking to see if they're showing great improvement in certain areas?
So that's definitely in the conversation when we look at like our academic performance, and what we've really found is that if our students aren't strong in their language, if their language comprehension is lacking, then their reading comprehension or their ELA literacy, their math scores also suffer. So at this point, our focus is to provide support in those academic content areas, but really keep the focus on making sure that we're improving language proficiency, so that then that outcome can also help them in their core content.
Great, thank you. Keep up the good work.
Related to the changes for our students with disabilities and reclassifying them, could you update us on how things have changed and criteria has changed?
So as of February, a memo did come out to the state of California that all students taking the summative LPAC must earn a level 4 in order to reclassify. If they're taking the alternate LPAC, they must earn a level 3. We do have 946 students who are dually identified. That 48% of those students are long-term English learners. So what we've really been doing is working with our school sites and our case carriers to make sure that those students have the appropriate accommodations, they have the appropriate designated supports to really help them achieve on that LPAC exam. But the criteria number 1 for reclassification is fixed, and that is one area where we, as an LEA, as a district, we don't have flexibility. So really working hard to, if a student qualifies for a domain exemption, let's qualify them for everything that they need so that they can achieve.
So those domain extensions are written into their IEP accommodations and services?
Yes.
Thank you. You're doing great.
Yeah, I would like to highlight also, Robin, your DLAG meetings. You are good to motivate, the all members to participate, to run the meeting, to ask questions. You try to run the meeting at time, but sometimes if they need extra time, you are flexible. Thank you for that, and good presentation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your attention and the questions, and look forward to update you in the near future. Thanks.
Thank you. Item 11 is the board members' comments. Do we have any comments from the board members? Would like to start? Yeah.
Just real quick, I want to just state that I appreciated I think it was Salvador, coming up for his public comments. I never really thought about it, and I'm not sure how we came up with the name for that position, but I think he made some really good points, and hopefully we'll consider that. And happy Assistant Principal Week to everybody out there.
I appreciated Mr. Salazar. Is it Salvador? Saliva. Okay. Saliva. Okay. Yes, it was interesting what he had to say in the program that he's actually involved with. Also, we're going to vote tonight for Week of the Teacher and Classified Week. Those will be in May. So congratulations to all of our teachers and classified employees for all of your hard work. And I'm hoping that everyone can get a little bit of time off during these 2 weeks when schools are shut down for spring break. And I hope our teachers get a lot of rest. And I know that our kids too, some of them are looking forward to the camps. So thank you.
Okay, and so I would like to, I'm going to be a little brief this week. Hopefully I don't go too long. But my first one is March 27th. I went to Palm Springs High School for the Hall of Fame event that they had for, I believe if it's athletes who have reached the status, I believe, of 3 years of varsity letterman in sports, they have an opportunity to be elected into the Palm Springs Hall of Fame. And so there was some pretty good people there that I personally know, so I was happy to see one of the park recreational members from Desert Highland get an opportunity to go into the election, as well as another friend of the family, Jerry Lewis. And for the others, I want to say thank you and congratulations to you guys. On April the 3rd, I went to the Indian Canyon with Rio Vista Elementary. And so it's always great. There was an instructor who did the camp, and I think his name was Ranger Wade. So Ranger Wade, I just want to tell you, you did a wonderful job. It was great. You showed all of the kids all of the different rocks and the different minerals and different things that the tribe has there on that secret ground, and it was great to see that. I also want to say that our college and culture tour is there in Washington, D.C. I want to let everyone know that on Wednesday, APAC will be having a Zoom from those students who are there at the HBCU. I think the Zoom will be at 6 p.m. So if you have an opportunity, log on to the Zoom and hear from our wonderful students who are there enjoying Howard, Morgan State, just to name a few of the different colleges. My son happens to be there, and so I hope that he gets to speak so I can hear him speak about his experience with the colleges. And so I just want to say thank you for that.
Okay. So it's something I think is more of a reflection to start with is the work the board has been doing together and working together to collaborate to move to another phase here in our district in leadership. And one thing about, I think, things that are changing is that we're a hands-on board that is really, really proactive, and we're very much interested in informing our public and being informed ourselves and communicating through our different ways we communicate to our public about our hiring of our new leadership and superintendent. Now, the thing is, when we talk about this or hear about the topic, we're always hearing, oh, it's a great district, you're losing someone great. It's kind of hard to, like, think that you're going to be not here. And so, you know, I guess I try to put that away. And I do that when we hear about Palm Springs Unified hiring, it's nothing but good news. That people do want to be here, that it's a wonderful district, such compliments we get as we travel to conferences or places and people see our badge. And so that's such an honorable thing for me as a board member to be part of this organization and actually, you know, say, yes, you're right. You know, this is such a top-notch place to live and work. So kudos to everyone, our board and everyone in our district, and helping us shine just as we do. So first of all, I was at Do the Right Thing with Terry Ketover. Our students were honored. I think I haven't missed one Do the Right Thing ceremony in a year, and I'm going to miss this next coming month. Do the Right Thing has been chosen as the state nonprofit of the state of California. Congratulations to everyone and the board and all the students across the desert who have been honored with Do the Right Thing. It is really great to be able to stand next to a student and whisper in their ear, I think I've said this, I'm proud of you. And I do that with as many kids as I can so that they have a little bit of someone saying, atta girl, atta boy. So I'm really going to miss it coming up. And then, you know, I did this, I love theater. I was in the theater in all my high school years, and I'm a thespian, and so I did a 2-for-1 in one day. I went to Bring It On, first act at Palm Springs High School, and then I drove across the desert and went to Rancho Mirage for the second act of SpongeBob the Musical. And so it was like just two different worlds of wonderful theater. And just looking at the programs, the people, the costumes, the music, the whole coordination of all of those productions is just amazing. So hats off to Palm Springs High School and all the community, parents, and teachers who were spending hours and hours at the high school to make sure our kids shined. And then Rancho Mirage, SpongeBob, I walked in and I was standing next to security, and it was an actor, and I was like, oh goodness, what is this? But I did get the last part of SpongeBob the Musical. Wow, it was like diving into a cartoon. So kudos to all the schools that did productions that maybe I didn't get to, but it's really wonderful to see the arts shining here in our district. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Garrett. Okay, I want to start thanking the member of the community, Rick Saldivar, for the good comment and good recommendation or recommendation to take in consideration. Thank you. Also, I'm attending in the 26th with Mr. Girel, Do the Right Thing scholarship event. They this time is official that they honor a student from all three the school district. That is the good organization, and I echo the board clerk Girel about the Do Right Thing that get a non-profit the year from District 47, from the Assembly member Greg Wallins. Congratulations to the Do the Right Things. And also in the same day, I attended the Coalition to End Human Trafficking at Riverside County. That was in the Mary Pickford, was a good attendance, and they had a panel, I think four experts in different area. One from the Riverside Sheriff. They have another one from Riverside, but a social worker, and I think the organization that support the when they are in the situation to recover from that terrible process. In the April 2nd, I attended the event in the Palm Springs High School concert in the theater, and that was a surprise announcement. One event organizer, they do events in New York, and they do in the in Rome, and they have the intention to invite in the first line the high school band, and in another one that performed in that day was the jazz band, and he extended the invitation to the jazz band to the whole group, and actually they give it the number that they have invited only a band from the whole United States to attend the New Year parade in Rome. And congratulations to the whole student. And that is it for me. Thank you. And the next item is item 11. Item 12, a superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Espericueta. Just a couple things. I also want to recognize Mr. Rick Saldivar. He has been a very active community leader in the Cathedral City area for many years. I've known Rick for quite a while, and have nothing but the utmost respect for him, and agree that he brought some good points forward that we will definitely review in cabinet and discuss and see how we can assist. I do want to thank Myra Costa and the board for recognizing Sebastian this evening. It can't make me any prouder to know that my son's highest level of academic achievement is in soccer. So that makes me extremely proud. I think he'll continue to excel. The one thing I did want to share with the board, we will provide you with some updates as well on some of the ELOP programs and related costs coming up this summer in the next few months, and so that you're up to speed on what is going on with some of our plans there. And last but not least, speaking to the college and career tour, our culture tour, excuse me, in Washington, D.C. Originally, I was scheduled to go, but being that last week I was out ill for a couple days, and then went to visit my daughter in New York. Plenty to catch up on, so I will be canceling the trip. I'll be here in the office, but Dr. Kovac will be flying out early tomorrow afternoon and be representing us on that trip. So we look forward to you'll be having a lot of fun there. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Signoret. Item 13. Board action item. Item 13A, approval of the salary and employment agreement at principal at Cathedral City High School, OE 4.4.
All right. Good evening. Thank you, Board President Espericueta and esteemed board members. It's my pleasure to recommend Miss Julia Barsh for the position of principal at Cathedral City High School. Miss Barsh, if you join me up here, please. Ms. Barsh has been in education for roughly 28 years while serving in a variety of roles from classroom teacher to site administration. She began her career as a physical education and adaptive PE teacher with the Morongo Unified School District. In 1999, she joined the Palm Springs Unified School District and specifically the Cathedral City High School family. Ms. Barsh has served as a PE teacher, counselor, health teacher, athletic coach, avid and yearbook advisor, assistant principal, and currently for the last 5 months as the interim principal at Cathedral City High School. Ms. Barsh has earned her Bachelor's of Arts in Sports Science and Bachelor of Science in Physical Education from Bemidji State University in Minnesota. She earned her Master's of Arts in Educational Administration from Cal State San Bernardino. Ms. Barsh has a single subject, pupil personnel service, and administrative service credentials. She's characterized as a collaborative leader with strong communication skills and a commitment to ensuring that all students have access to opportunities for success. Congratulations, Ms. Barsh. You're welcome to address the board and introduce any guests that may be here this evening.
Thank you. I would like to thank Dr. Senior A and the Board of Education, Dr. Kovach, Mr. Hill, and Mr. Simmons for your support and the opportunity to serve as the next educational leader at Cathedral City High School. I've been a part of Cathedral City High School for the last 27 years, and it is a place that I feel is home. It is a community that I'm involved in. It is a community that I love. It is a community that my children have been a part of, as both have attended Cathedral City High School. And I'm very excited for the next steps in our journey. I want to thank my husband, Chris, for his continued support, my daughter, Haley, and my son, Gavin, who they always have my back. And even when I'm crazy, they support me. And I would like to thank my friends who have been extremely supportive in my journey, the people who I consider to be a part of my tribe, who through thick and thin have always provided that North Star of guidance for me. And I am extremely honored that the staff has entrusted me with the next steps as we move forward in our wonderful journey. I expect nothing but continued success for Cathedral City High School. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to ask a question? So what's the plan for graduation?
Yeah, go ahead. For graduation.
I don't need a mic. I'm a former.
Do you want to wait till you're approved before you say anything on that?
I'm just teasing. I'm good.
It's going to be great. That's
I'm
what
sure
I
it
know.
will be.
It's surprise.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the following employment agreement? Employment agreement with Julia Barch, principal at Cathedral City High School, salary schedule 223, column 8, step 7, effective day April 9, 2025. Can I get a motion?
I'll move that.
Second.
Any question? No? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Item 13B, approval of monitoring report governing police OE 6, financial administration OE 8.1. Jeff Simmons, you had.
Okay. Well, since the board kind of liked this style of presentation for OE 12, I decided to bring it back for OE 6, so I'll quickly go over. Okay, that was a thumbs up. Okay. Which one do we use to move this slide? The what? Oh, okay. Like that? There we go. All right, so we'll just kind of quickly go over this. Most of the compliance for for this particular sub-policies, at least for the fiscal part, comes through the audit process. And as the board knows, we have had no findings in our audit for the last 2 years. So we've been good there. But there's some specifics here. The superintendent will assure that payroll and legitimate debts are promptly paid when due. A little bit over 87% of the payments were paid within 45 days. There were no instances of vendors being paid without proper documentation, and no evidence of insufficient controls from the audit report. Number 2, superintendent will coordinate and cooperate with the independent financial auditor. Again, the audit report, for the audit report, Eide Bailey was our auditing firm. We cooperated fully, and that presentation was given on January 28th, 2025. Superintendent will make all reasonable efforts to collect any funds due to the district from any source. All funds due from state and federal governments were tracked and collected that year. Superintendent will keep complete and accurate financial records by funds and accounts in accordance with the generally accepted principles of government accounting. There were 0 exceptions reported in the annual audit report. 100% of the receipts and disbursements were properly categorized by fund, resource, goal, function, and object. Number 5, the superintendent will publish a financial condition statement annually. That is our annual audit report, and that was submitted to the county and Board of Education on time and is publicized on our website. Superintendent may not expend more funds than have been received in a fiscal year unless revenues are made available through legal means, including the fund balance, authorized transfers, and tax anticipation notes. The fund balances in each of the funds meet or exceeds the minimum state requirement. The district received a positive certification, and all the compliance reviews for that year from RCOE were in compliance. Superintendent may not indebt the organization. Any debt that comes to the organization has to be approved by the board, so that wouldn't happen. Other than GO bonds, that are paid back by taxpayers, there were no long-term obligations approved in 23-24. What happened? Oh, it's back. Look at that. I just barely touched it. It's like magic. Superintendent may not expend, number 8, superintendent may not expend monies from any reserve fund. That's not what reserve funds are for. They're meant for transfers to support other funds, like when we transfer from Fund 17 to the general fund to support the general fund expenses. They're not for direct expenses, so the district has not made any unauthorized transfers there. Number 9, the superintendent may not permanently transfer money from one fund to another. These actions require board approval, and any temporary transfers were approved by the board and then repaid that particular year. Number 10, the superintendent may not allow any required reports to be overdue or inaccurately filed. The annual budget, first interim, second interim, unaudited actuals, and the annual audit were all completed and filed on time. Number 11, the superintendent may not receive, process, or disperse funds under controls that are insufficient under the generally accepted accounting procedures. Our annual audit is performed within those procedures. Keeping that in mind, the annual audit reviews internal controls, compliance for each of the major programs, federal and state, and all other matters related to our financial statements. The report for that particular year, June 30th, 2024, states that the district complied with all matters noted. The next one have to do with purchasing, the next 4, and really these can also be found in OE12 as well. So all the information here was repeated a couple weeks ago in OE12, along with the last slide reiterating our processes for purchasing. So number 12, the superintendent will assure that all purchases are based on comparative pricing of items of similar value, including consideration of both cost and long-term quality. Compliance in this area is what we see it as. Not more than 0.5% of all purchases covered by this policy are made without comparative pricing. Due to that particular year, the tropical storm, we actually ended up about 0.52, so 0.02% over that goal. But considering that was an emergency situation, we consider that to be in compliance. Hopefully the board agrees. Superintendent will use competitive bidding procedures for purchase of all supplies, materials, and equipment, and any contracted services except professional services. The director of purchasing has verified that we have used competitive bid process for 100% of the purchases. Superintendent will use competitive bidding procedures for all public works projects. That is different than supplies and equipment in the amount of $15,000 or more. We are a CUPCA district, so during the year review, there were 7 formal bids over $200,000, 9 informal bids of $60,000 or more, and the remaining bids over $15,000 were done by obtaining multiple quotes as per board policy. So 100% of all the public works more than the legal limit were competitively bid. And then finally, the superintendent will assign high priority to environmental sustainability as equipment and facilities are purchased and replaced. The district's bid documents include specifications on selecting, recycling, and disposing non-hazardous waste. Facility plans adhere to the California Green Building Standards Code. As this OE relates to vehicles, electric vehicles are considered as part of the evaluation process for the purpose that vehicle is going to be used. No electric vehicles were purchased that particular year. As you know, we did purchase one in 24-25 for the reprographics department, but that would be the first one that we've purchased. So everything is in compliance and ready for board approval. Like I said, the last slide here is a duplicate of the OE12 slide, which shows kind of our CUPCA process and bidding process. So just as a reminder to the board.
Quick question for you, Jeff. It says starting 24-25, informal limits will change from 200 to 75,000. Is there a reason for that?
So that's just California updating their numbers. Each year they look in and see if they can increase the limits. And so at 60,000, the current CUPCA rules, at 60,000, you're supposed to do an informal bid, which means you can let your vendors know that are, we use a program called Quality Bidders where we send out just an informal email saying, hey, we're going to do this project. There's a job block, come and do it. So, but then if it's over 200,000, then we do a formal bid where you have to put it in a newspaper and advertise it in specific ways. They just changed the limits to 75. It's not us that did it; it's the state. So 75,000 instead of 60,000, and then what was it, 225 instead of 200,000. So it's been 60 and 200 for quite a few years. So they just decided to raise it according to CUPCA standards.
Thank you.
But that doesn't took effect this year.
Question? Yeah. Any other question? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Okay, now can I get a motion to approve item 13B, please?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any question? No. Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Item
Jeff, thank you again for all that you do. We owe you a hand.
Keeping us in the red, or in the black.
Item 13C, approval certificated and classified employee transaction OE 4.4. Can I get a motion to approve item 13C?
Second.
Any question? No? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 13D, approval a new middle school, high school course description for the 2024-2025 school year OE 10. Can I get a motion to approve item 13D?
Move for approval.
Any question?
Not questions, more like a comment. I just want to say I looked over some of these and pretty excited about the drone computer technology course that is going to be available. But I was just curious on here. I know on the other ones it has what school or where it would be. Is that going to be spread out throughout the entire district?
For the drones and computer technology will be the program that's currently at DLA under Dr. Dimmick's department, the IT one that Eric Bill is teaching now.
Okay, all right. And then also I wanted to say that's a great opportunity as well for hospitality business at our MSJ. It gives our students an opportunity to be able to transition and get the opportunity to join the work field, considering that we have a really high hospitality here in the Coachella Valley. That's a great for them. And lastly, for Painted Hills, I thought that was amazing that the 7th and 8th graders will get an opportunity to be able to do medical detective, where they're looking at different types of how to solve a medical mystery. And so I think that's pretty cool too.
I have a question about the drones and computer technology. It's housed at DLA, and then what students get to participate in that?
So this year the students were Cathedral City High School, and we actually transported them there, and some students from Palm Springs High School. However, next year Eric Bill will actually start his day at Cathedral City High School, and the students will have an opportunity to have some periods for the classes there before he goes back to DLA for Palm Springs High School. So we won't have to transport those students. So those are the two schools that we're working with right now.
So it's Cathedral City High School
And Palm Springs.
And Palm Springs High School. Okay, thank you.
Will it eventually be at all of our schools?
We'll transition to add more sections of that, but we're just starting with that one at those two sites first.
Will they receive any type of certification or anything for it?
You know, I'm kind of looking at Will, but yes, we'll let you know about the certification. We'll put that in the Friday. We'll clarify that, since Karen's not here.
Thank you, Ms. Cohen. Thank you. Item 13E, adoption of resolution number 2024/2025 dash.
We didn't finish our vote on that item.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and, ready to vote? Yeah. We had the first and second, huh?
We had the first and the second, but I
Yeah.
think I stopped.
Was
before
in the
everybody
question,
said
okay.
yes.
We had discussion.
Okay, please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion pass. Thank you, sir. Item 13E, adoption of resolution number 2024/2025-27, proclaiming May 14, 2025 as Day of the Teacher and designating the week at May 11 to 11/17/2025 as week at the Teacher OE 4.9. This will be two. Is a two resolution or the same for the
It's two separate.
It's a one. One. Can
Yes, it says
are
just
you read?
one.
Are you reading the resolution?
Yes. This is April ends the month of autism awareness. Just by the way, we recognize lighting things up blue for kids with autism or people with autism. But coming up is Day of the Teacher, May 14th, and Week of the Teacher, May 11th. Whereas our nation's most important resource is its children, our children, and the importance of their education remains unquestioned. And whereas citizens and parents entrust the important responsibility of educating children to teachers. And whereas the Governor of California has proclaimed May 14 as the Day of the Teacher, when all public schools and educational institutions may suitably commemorate and give attention to teachers and their profession. The Board of Education further acknowledges the outstanding service of the teachers of the Palm Springs Unified School District provide to students, our students of the district, by declaring May 11th through the 17th, 2025, the Week of the Teacher. Now, therefore, it be resolved that Palm Springs Unified School District Board of Education joins the Governor of California in encouraging all schools and all the citizens of Palm Springs Unified School District to recognize May 14th, 2025 as the Day of the Teacher and to honor teachers throughout the week of May 11th through the 17th, 2025. Be it further resolved that the Palm Springs Unified School District Board of Education expresses its grateful appreciation to the teachers, our teachers employed by Palm Springs Unified School District for their contributions to the education of our youth. Passed and adopted by the Governing Board of Palm Springs Unified School District this 8th day of April 2025.
Thank you, Director. Can I get a motion to approve item 13E?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any question? No. Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 13F, adoption of resolution number 2024/2025-28, designing May 18 to 24, 2025 as classified school employee week, OE 4.9. We have anyone to read it? Okay, thank you, Karen. Ms. Cornell.
Classified school employee of the week, May 18th through the 24th, 2025. Whereas the success of public schools of this great nation depends on all of our citizens working together, and whereas the classified school employees make up an important segment of the workforce directly involved in the support and operation of American school, and whereas it is widely recognized that the classified school employees of Palm Springs Unified School District provide a high quality of essential services to the schools, and whereas the California State Legislature recognizes the contribution of classified school employees to quality education in California. Now therefore be it resolved that the Palm Springs Unified School District Board of Education joins the Governor of California in encouraging all schools and all the citizens of Palm Springs Unified School District to recognize the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025 as the week of the classified school employee and to honor classified employees of the district. Be it further resolved that the Palm Springs Unified School District Board of Education expresses its grateful appreciation to the classified employees of Palm Springs Unified School District for their contribution which support the education of youth. Passed and adopted by the Governing Board of Palm Springs Unified School District this 8th day of April 2025.
Thank you, Worker Nick. Can I get a motion to approve item 13F?
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 13G, approval of resolution number 2024/2025-29, declaring the support at the National Child Abuse Prevention Month, OE7. We don't have for this one. We have resolution for this one. Yes, Please, thank you, Erika.
Okay, so resolution of the Board of Trustees declaring support of the National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Whereas child safety is of the utmost importance, and whereas child abuse and neglect is important societal concern that may affect the long-term health of well-being of not only children but also the adults they become. And whereas safe, stable, and nurturing relationships and communities can break the cycle of abuse and maltreatment. And whereas child abuse prevention requires a coordinated and comprehensive response by all systems supporting children, youth, and families. For example, school, law enforcement, health systems, faith-based organizations, community programs. And whereas everyone has a stake in ensuring that the children have access to the resources and supports they need to be safe, healthy, and successful. And whereas suspected child abuse or neglect must immediately be reported to appropriate law enforcement authorities. And whereas we have identified child safety and family services to be a priority, and hereby declare April as Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Thank you, Erika. Can I get a motion to approve item 13G? Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Item 13H, approval a compromise and release agreement number 24/25-06 between parent and district dated March 19, 2025, OE 6.1. Can I get a motion to approve item 13H, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Item 14, superintendent consents item. In this item, we vote in one vote. Superintendent consent item 14A to 14I. Would anyone like to pull any item to discuss or review? No? Okay.
I would like to abstain from our purchase order item number, what is that?
14B?
Yeah, 14B.
14B.
Yes, the
We have
purchase
to
order.
pull that one and vote
No,
separate?
I don't know. Do we pull it? I just vote no on that one.
I would recommend we.
We recommend to pull, okay.
We should pull that, and I would like to vote.
14B,
Different on that.
okay. Can I get a motion to approve consent item 14A to 14I except 14B, please?
I'll move that.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 14B, approval of purchase order report OE 6.2. can I get a motion to approve item 14B, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any question?
No comment.
Okay, please vote. All
Aye.
in favor?
Aye.
No,
4 in favor and 1 abstain? 1 abstain.
no, no,
No,
nay.
1 and nay. Okay. Thank you. Item 15, approval of meeting minutes for March 25th, 2025. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes? Get a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Questions? Or please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 16, information item from 16A to 16E. The board has received and reviewed the information. Item 17, suggestion for future agendas. Do any board member have suggestions for future agendas?
I'd like to bring up something again. I know we have discussed this plenty of times about the recognition of the past superintendent and board members. I would like to know where we are with that. It's been a couple years now, maybe about a year at least or so. I just wanted to make sure that we still have that slated, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to pay respect to those who have came before us and their hard work.
Yes, Mr. Irvin, we'll definitely provide you an update. We haven't forgotten. We've actually had several meetings thanks to retired employees, Chuck Mills, Mike Cloutier, who have been doing a thorough job and getting a lot of information together. And they also met with May as far as our website, and she's already putting something together on that. We were anticipating, I believe, a rollout within the next couple of months, an initial draft of it, because she has is that right, Will? Perfect. Yeah, that's what we were hoping to have the draft to be able to show. But yeah, they're working on the technology piece, putting all that information in, and so I'll give a more detailed update. But no, hasn't forgotten about it. It's just with that technology, it's a bit of a process to put that together.
So will we get some sort of presentation or something on it for the public?
That's the goal. That's the goal. Is we're having May put something together. Our webmaster put something together, and she has some initial pieces. It's just a lot. There's a lot of information in there, so it's going to take her some time to put that together. Again, both Mike and Chuck have done a phenomenal job, but there's a lot of information there that they've gone to school sites. They've done a lot of scanning of pictures, articles, Desert Sun articles, tons of information. And so it is a big project for May to put together.
Yeah, okay.
I think
Thank-
once you guys see the final product and you see all the research that went into it, you'll understand why it took so long to get it all together.
No, I'm just making sure. I know that it's a lot of work that's going on behind it. I just think that, even if some of our board members and superintendents are still with us here, it would be great for them to have an opportunity to maybe come in and see a presentation honoring and paying tribute to them. I think it would be very respectful.
Bring the good juderies.
Item 18, setting the next board meeting. Our next regular board meeting will be here in April 22, 2025 at 6 p.m. Item 19, debrief. We have any debrief? No. Item 20, adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move.
Second.
Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you, everyone.